All right, let's talk about the single biggest shift to happen in broadcast television in decades, the move from ATSC 1.0 to 3.0. I mean, this isn't just a simple upgrade. It's a fundamental reinvention of what we do. So for you, the broadcast professional, what does this actually mean on the ground? Let's dive in.
Okay, just so we're all on the same page, what you're getting here is part B of our professional tutorial. We're moving past the 101 level stuff and getting right into the nitty-gritty of the technical and business strategies. This is all based on a fantastic in-depth report from Virtualization Options LLC.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with what's staying the same, the shared foundations. Then we'll hit the really critical differences. From there, it's all about the money, the new business realities, and then how to actually make the switch. We'll wrap things up with a look at what the future holds for broadcasting.
Right, first up, shared foundations. Before we get lost in all the shiny new tech, let's just ground ourselves in what's not changing. And the good news is, a ton of the expertise you've spent your career building is still absolutely essential.
So what's sticking around? Well, a whole lot, actually. We're still operating in those same 6 MHz channels. The core mission of delivering free over-the-air TV, that's still a heart of what we do. All that hard-won knowledge about RF propagation and transmission, more critical than ever. And yeah, all those regulatory obligations like EAS and closed captioning, they're not going anywhere. The bottom line is, the foundation you're standing on is still incredibly solid.
Okay, now for the fun part, the revolution. And I'm not using that word lightly. We're going to focus on 3 huge technological shifts that completely redefined what broadcast is even capable of.
If you're going to understand one technical change, make it this one. The jump from 8VSB to OFDM modulation is, without a doubt, the most profound difference. Think of 8VSB as a single, fragile wire. It's susceptible to interference. OFDM, on the other hand, is like a massive, woven steel cable made of thousands of smaller carriers. It is incredibly robust, and that is the magic that unlocks reliable mobile reception and makes efficient single-frequency networks, or SFNs, a reality. That was basically a pipe dream before.
The second massive shift is the architecture. ASTC 1.0 was its own little island, right? A closed, rigid system using that MPEG-2 transport stream. It didn't speak the same language as the internet. But ASTC 3.0, it's built on internet protocol from the ground up. It literally speaks internet. So broadcasting is no longer a silo. It's a native component of the entire digital media landscape.
And number 3, content protection. With 1.0, everything was sent in the clear, which made securing premium content from, say, major sports leagues or Hollywood studios a real headache. ATSC 3.0 completely flips that script. It has digital rights management baked right in. This means you can have encryption, conditional access, which opens up a whole universe of new business models that were just impossible for over-the-air before.
Okay, so we've got this incredibly powerful new technology. The next question is obvious. How do we make money with it? Let's pivot from the pure tech and really dig into the new revenue streams that 3.0 opens up.
This is where it gets really transformative for the business side of the house. We're not just talking about traditional spot advertising anymore. Think about it. Ads targeted to specific neighborhoods, interactive ads where a viewer can literally click to buy something. You can build premium subscription tiers. You can lease out bandwidth for data delivery, what we call data casting. You can even monetize audience insights from the return path. This isn't just one new revenue stream, it's a whole new portfolio.
But with all these exciting new opportunities, we cannot forget our core strength. And this quote says it perfectly. The free-to-air model is our superpower. As everyone out there gets subscription fatigue from juggling a dozen different streaming services, the power of high-quality, free TV becomes an even stronger competitive advantage. It's our anchor in a really crowded media ocean.
The potential is clear, but potential doesn't build itself. You need a plan. So let's get practical. How do you actually pull this transition off? We can break it down into a pretty clear 8-step roadmap.
The first 4 steps are all about doing your homework. You have to start with a rock-solid business case to get the executives on board. Then, you dive deep into the technical planning, designing your facility upgrades, figuring out your simulcast strategy. After that, you've got to build your partnerships, especially those channel sharing agreements. And only then do you start procuring the equipment. You have to get this foundation right.
All right, once the gear arrives, it's go time. Installation, integration, and a ton of testing. But please remember, launch day is not the finish line. It's the starting pistol. This is an ongoing process. You'll be rolling out new features like 4K and interactive apps over time, and you'll be constantly monitoring performance and optimizing your strategy based on what the market is telling you. You know, we can learn so much from the folks who jumped in first. The early adopters taught us to prioritize a robust, reliable signal over pushing for max capacity right out of the gate. They learned to nail down those partnership agreements in painful detail up front. They also learned to talk to consumers in simple, benefit-focused language, not tech jargon. And critically, they learned to be patient with new revenue and to invest heavily in training their engineers. That last one is huge.
This whole transition isn't just about playing catch-up. It's really about building a platform that's ready for the future. So let's look ahead, because ASTC 3.0 wasn't designed as a final destination, but as a flexible, living standard.
What's so cool about this timeline is that it shows how ATSC 3.0 is built to grow. In the short term, we're seeing more 4K and datacasting. A few years out, we can expect even more efficient codecs like BVC. By the 2030s, we could seriously be talking about 8K and watching ATSC 1.0 fade away in major markets. This standard is designed for a lifespan of decades, with a clear path toward that ultimate goal, complete convergence with the internet.
And that really brings us to the final multi-billion-dollar question. The technology gives us all the tools we need for a fundamental transformation, but it's up to the industry to decide what to build with those tools. So, will broadcasters truly embrace this and innovate with entirely new services? Or will we just treat ATSC 3.0 as a prettier, higher-definition version of the same old thing? The answer to that question will define the future of our industry.